everlasting. And Tuesdays, we talk about bad things, only ever bad things. This past year's been a nightmare. I've been losing my shit, trying to fight fair. Really, all I need is fresh air. Wanna get lost in the somewhere. My girl love never came back. I've been racking my brain, trying to think back. Was I truly ever like that? I think the weight of the world lies on your shoulders. I think I need a change, 'cause as of late I've been living in a wasteland. Losing sleep, watch the light reflecting, the hours never ending. Life is everlasting, truly everlasting. Don't you just walk out that door. I never wanna leave your side, leave your side. I'll pick myself off the floor. I never wanna leave your side again. Don't you just walk out that door. I never wanna leave your side, leave your side. I'll pick myself off the floor. I never wanna leave your side again. I don't believe faith is what I need to get my shit together. I need a change, 'cause as of late I've been living in a wasteland. I don't believe in fate. I think the weight of the world lies on your shoulders. I think I need a change, 'cause as of late I've been living in a wasteland. You say I'm not enough, I say I'm not giving up, no. I'm working out the details, but my tears won't let me. Small fears with little jumps, so sick of stupid love. Things you said to me that night cut deeper than you. Thinking of all the sad things, wondering why I can't breathe. I'm not feeling it today. I'm not feeling it today. Lost my mind and I can't escape the maze. Can't restart 'cause you're getting in the way. I'm not feeling it today. I've been off for so long, I forget what it's like to feel alive. I find I've spent all my time getting lost in the halls of my head. I've been thinking about the shit that you said. I've been thinking about the way we left things. I know, life can be hard, I can be dumb, but love can be fucked. I'm not feeling it today. I'm not feeling it today. Lost my mind and I can't escape the maze. Can't restart 'cause you're getting in the way. I'm not feeling it today. Not enough. And I said I've given up. I wanna be a better me, the one you need. But instead it feels like something's missing. Instead it feels like my head is spinning, my heart is racing, the world is ending. Time to go away.
Yo, yo, happy Wednesday. Been a while since I've live streamed. I've been busy. Also, the weather's been really nice. My younger brother is actually getting married on Friday for the second time. I like saying for the second time just to piss him off because it's to the same woman. So I'll give you guys the deal. He's been with this girl for like 6-7 years. She's from South Korea. They met, I believe, at the end of high school, beginning of college. I can't remember. Anyways, her green card was expiring. She was trying to get citizenship during COVID. They pushed it back because of COVID. So he said, fuck it. Let's just get married so you can stay here and you don't have to go back to South Korea. So they had like a ceremony 2 years ago or a year ago. You know, just like her family, my family. Really, really small. Nothing crazy. And then like this year, they're going to have like 400 people. Like her whole Korean family, our whole like Italian-American family. It's going to be sick. So really happy for them. I've been busy because I'm one of the groomsmen and we've been hanging out, fishing, getting drunk. You know, typical shit you do with your the guy getting married when you're a groomsman. So a couple things before we get started. I want to allow more time so people can join. Someone asked about the music. So the music is actually by a really close friend of mine. His name's Tilley Parker on Spotify. He's like rebranding himself again. He makes really good music. He just needs to like send it with one brand. I know he was signed to a label for a little while and it didn't work out because he couldn't be as creative as he wanted to. Regardless, his name's Tilley Parker. He's on YouTube. He's on Spotify. He'd really appreciate it if you checked him out. What's up? Yes, sir. How's it going? What's up, Dorian? Let's see. Who else did I miss? Gaming Temple. I'm underrated. I appreciate it. I think so. I know that's maybe like an ego thing, but like, I don't know. Sometimes you have to give yourself credit. I've been like one of like 3 people in the entire crypto Twitter space that's been not only transparent, but like pretty correct on everything so far. Do I know what's going to happen 6 months from now? Not really. Do I have an idea? Probably. So, what's up, Dan? How's it going? I'm going heavy on bull theory. Well, you guys have to remember, markets are forward looking, and also there's this mentality that do the opposite of the herd, right? Don't flock with the herd. The herd is extremely bearish, calling for 12K, 10K, 8K, 3K, whatever it'll be, calling for a recession. We already had recession, right? So to me, it's once you've bottomed, the only way you can go is up or sideways. So to me, we've hit one of my bottom confirmations with risk. We have 2 more that we really need to get going. I mean, the DXY really needs to break below 101. I don't think this is a double bottom anymore. So to me, it's just kind of like a waiting game. But the S&P also needs to break 4,200 for my official bottom confirmation. We get all 3 of those, we're looking good. Let's get to some TA. Remember to always drink water. I've been drinking water all day, man. I'm going to drink a lot of alcohol this weekend. Probably a lot tomorrow, too. I'm going fishing again tomorrow because, like I said, my brother's wedding. He invited like all of his friends, and we're going to go fishing tomorrow. I'm going to drink a lot and hopefully catch a lot of fish. It's supposed to be a beautiful day. Anyways, S&P 500, nothing really new. Still neutral. Daily. So there have been some questions. Is this a head and shoulders? It could be, but I doubt it. So this would be your head and shoulders. You have your left head, right shoulder. I don't know. I don't think so, but here's your neckline. The only way you confirm a pattern is if you break below its neckline. Same with double bottoms. Same with everything, right? There's always a confirmation point. The thing that gets me is the DXY. Again, it doesn't look like a macro reversal. Again, with risk sitting in support, I don't think this plays out. I think lots of people are expecting it to. Also, I saw people drawing diamond reversals. Anytime I see this on Twitter, I know that this is just going to continue its trend. Guys, diamond reversals are not a real thing. That's something someone made up for engagement. Don't listen to it. Just because Big Cheds posts, a diamond reversal call or whoever it'll be, they have no idea what they're doing, right? Just ignore it. It's like the Adam and Eve pattern. That's not an actual pattern. Or like a triple bottom. That's not a real pattern. It's not a real thing. Moving on. The XY. So we were slightly above my macro kind of diagonal here. Still kind of testing prior. I mean, I guess we're slightly above-ish. I don't know, right? Because this is a weekly. I don't know. I mean, this is a pretty big level. So DXY is still up in the air. We're still neutral regardless. Until we break 105, we're not macro bearish on the rest of the market. We're still kind of neutral. We really need to get below 101. I think we will. Why? Because I don't think this is a double bottom. Double bottoms don't look like this. Double bottoms don't respond like this. I think that we're kind of testing this prior area of support. As you can see, breakout, retest, breakdown, retest. We're retesting it now as prior resistance. We're kind of hitting that level. Bitcoin's getting it set up. The S&P 500 might break out. That'll cause the DXY to break down. Until those things happen, the DXY is just kind of moving in this very fluid area of support or resistance, whether it's retesting it as support or, testing it as future resistance. What are my thoughts on Ledger? I think there's a lot of FUD. It's an optional. Guys, the whole thing with Ledger is that's optional, right? To have the backdoor keys. I have a Ledger. I'm like 0% worried. I think someone took advantage and blew it up for engagement, and they didn't read the bottom message, which literally says, and I think I have it here. It says, at the moment, passport, national identity card issued by European Union, United Kingdom, Canada, or United States is required to subscribe to the service. So, one, you have to subscribe to the service. So, again, you have to subscribe to the service. That means it's optional, right? You don't have to use this. That means that your keys are still safe. It's still a hardware wallet. Now, if you subscribe, which, again, they're trying to make this more user-friendly. They're trying to get people to join because there's always this, there's no fail-safe with a hardware wallet. If you lose the keys, if you lose anything, you're done. You lost it. Everything's gone, right? So they're trying to make it more user-friendly. I can guarantee you, even if you subscribe to the service, they probably have a massive security measure to protect all of the backup information or whatever it is. Like I said, I didn't really look into it because I don't care. I know this is all FUD, right? It's a subscription service that, yes, it's technically not a hardware wallet if your keys are available to other people, right? Which technically they are. If someone hacked into Ledger's, whatever it is they have, got your keys, hacked into your wallet, so on and so forth. I don't think people realize how long of a process that would take for to hack Ledger's, hack into Ledger's security system to get the keys, then hack into your wallet. And so it's just ridiculous. To me, it's can it happen? Yeah, but there's so many things that could happen, right? I think a lot of this is FUD driven. Again, it's a subscription service. If you don't want it and you truly want the hardware and you're not worried that you'll lose your keys or whatever, then don't subscribe to it. It's that simple. This is a yes or no kind of deal. This is not some kind of complicated, again, I think there's so much FUD all the time where it's just now I look at things and I'm like what? Just read the fine print. This really isn't that big of a deal, but people are blowing it up, and it's just crazy. Moving on, Tether. So Tether dominance still kind of moving sideways. One thing I did talk about with my students is potential head and shoulders again. Tether dominance is all of crypto, so it's not going to be as symmetrical. So there is that potential head and shoulders. Again, I would call the neckline here. We break the 6% to 5.675% area, then yeah, we have a macro breakdown. But until that happens, we're just kind of moving sideways up here. I don't really know what to call this. There's really nothing to say. The daily looks like it's testing a potential level, maybe. Again, not a lot. Ooh, 4 hour. I wouldn't call that a double top. So again, not a lot to really analyze here. And again, I keep doing this with my students. There's really not a lot. There hasn't been anything to talk about for the last 2 months. So I haven't really bothered to stream even when I'm really not that busy. We've been moving sideways for, 2 months now? Yeah, 2 months. We've been in the same price range. We haven't moved up. We haven't moved down at all. Now, some of you lower time frame traders have loved this. I made some money on this, moved here, and I shorted this and made some money here. I did not capitalize on all that, but Made some money along the way, but realistically, Bitcoin has done nothing for 2 months. But what have we had on Twitter? We've had FUD. We've had calls for 100K this year. We've had calls for 0 this year. We've had calls from people saying that crypto is never going to rise again. You have people like Agris saying, Bitcoin's a Ponzi scheme, and now that it's not doing anything, it's just distributing, and we're going to dump so hard and so fast, and none of you are going to be ready for it. And the thing that gets me every single time, is we are in a range. We have not done anything. And people buy into this FUD, and what happens, and especially on the bearish end, guys, we're still in you have to remember, we are in a bear market until we break all-time highs. Like, I hate to break this to you. And if you think that I've called for a bull market, you're out of your fucking mind. Until we break the all-time high at 69,230, 300, 400, whatever the fuck it is, we are not in a bull market. We are in a bear market until we break that point, right? So maybe you could consider like this a mini bull market, right? Maybe that's because you're looking very small, but we are not in a macro bull market until we break that high, right? We are not breaking all-time highs. We're not even close to breaking all-time highs. So we're in this bear market. FUD is very evident. FUD is going to get the most engagement. People are going to be bearish at times where it's correct, but most of the time they're going to be bearish when right before a massive pump happens. I've been here, I've done that. I've seen what people post on Twitter. I see what people post on YouTube. The people like Alex Becker, the people like Trader FZ, and Carl the Moon, and some of these people are better than others. But I remember specifically, and Alex Becker right now, I saw a tweet from him, and nothing necessarily against him. And this is only one example, so don't go hating on him. And if he sees this post, like I respect you, dude. Like, don't get mad at me for this, but I specifically remember you being extremely bearish here. And after that point, I was bullish. I was DCAing. I was buying. I bought the double bottom. We moved up 83%. You were calling for lower. You had a huge following, or you were still building your huge following, and you were extremely bearish. You were calling for lower. You said, Bitcoin's fucked and this and that and other things. And then we pumped to 85%. Same with people like on the smaller scale, like Agris. Agris literally shorted from here all the way to the top, right? Shorted every single pump, right? I don't know how he has money, or if he's just full of shit and doesn't actually trade. He was bullish here. He was bullish on XRP here. Like, some of these accounts really have no idea what they're fucking doing. And some of them do. Some of them do have a clue, but they're just flat out wrong, or they make the wrong call because they're not looking at the right data. Like Trader SC, Trader XO, we're bearish here, right? Bearish on a very obvious double bottom. Very bearish on something that was so fucking obvious. After an 80% crash, we were bound to get some kind of relief bounce. We got a perfect reversal pattern. And that's not me shitting on them. I like both of those guys. Don't go after them and tell them, oh, Roman's shitting on you. Like, no, I'm not necessarily shitting on them. I'm shitting on the fact that people will buy into FUD from bigger accounts just because they're a big account with a big following. These larger accounts, and again, I know a majority of them have never worked in corporate finance. They have no idea what macroeconomics are, so on and so forth, right? So to me, it's like, how can you trust these people when they're missing these huge moves? Some of these people just trade memes, like meme coins. Some of these people are lower time frame traders, yet we put our faith in them on a macro time frame. If I pull out the weekly here and ignore all of the noise about recession, right? Let's say that we're not even in recession. Let's just say, whether you think that we're about to go into recession, whether you think like me that we already went through a recession, let's ignore all of that. Like, technical trading analysis right now, what does this look like to you, right? We don't have bearish divergences. We don't have any sort of bearishness at all. We actually have bullish price action. Yes, I know you're like, well, what about this volume? Zero spot fee trading ended there, right? Okay, so you can't make that comparison. On top of that, no bearish divergences. We're in an uptrend. We've been consolidating. Every single time you're in a trend and it moves sideways, it is to reset lower time frame indicators for continuation. Then you consolidate. Then you continue. Then you consolidate. Then maybe you get a reversal pattern and come back down. That is how trend and trading trend works. There is absolutely nothing bearish. Now, I'll make this argument. If we get a pump to 35K and RSI goes to here and we start seeing that divergence, that's where I will start saying, okay, we're starting to see trend exhaustion. We're starting to see, a reversal in the making. I'm going to start taking profits. I'll probably take half profit on my total DCA because it'll be up over 150% at that point. But again, like if you just open this chart, don't even think that it's the weekly. Think that this is the 4 hour. Are you bearish here? Like, are you bearish on this? Knowing that this is an uptrend, knowing that this is sideways, probably because we need, we were just overbought. We need to come down a bit. There's no reversal pattern. I mean, it's crazy to me.
Oh, baby, it's time.
Oh, Pete, you have to wait, son.
Excuse me. I was in a Discord earlier playing some games with my cousins. Even if it's optimal now, the door. Oh, you were talking about that. Agros, yeah. Carl and his Bitcoin song. Oh, God, I saw that. Now, Trader SC and Trader XR are good, but they're not God, right? They're not. Like, no one is. Everyone has their faults. They are better lower time frame traders. They are not higher time frame macro traders. They don't know anything about corporate finance. And, this isn't a shot against them, but they don't. I've worked in corporate finance for almost a decade. I have a good grasp on what's going to happen over the next couple years. Crypto Savvy is the worst. Yeah, Crypto Savvy is, again, one of those LARPs that thinks that he knows everything and Bitcoin's a Ponzi and all this and all that. Probably because he got caught in the Bernie Madoff shit. Yeah, I mean, that's just kind of my take, guys. There really hasn't been anything. I guess I will give you this. I'm not in a position in my trading account. My DCA is up 85%. I'm still buying. I still bought within all of this. What am I looking for? I'm looking for this, right? I'm looking for maybe something that looks like this where we get a double bottom. Again, not the cleanest drawing. So something that maybe looks like this. Perfect double bottom here. Lots of support consolidation, accumulation. Lots of people bearish right now. I mean, it's just spelling for a short squeeze. I'll give you the example. In, I believe it was June and July of 2020. Here, we had an extremely large amount of people bearish here. They said, we're going to retest COVID lows. Why? Because we haven't yet. Because there's CME gaps there. Because XYZ, LMNOP, COVID. COVID's going to ruin the country. What happened after that? We went up, we retested, and then we exploded upwards into the new bull market. I'm not saying that's what's going to happen, but you're essentially looking at a massive bull flag here, right? Ignore all the COVID bullshit, right? Ignore the COVID FUD and COVID this and COVID that. This is a bull flag. There is no bearish divergence. There's nothing. There's no signs of coming down. This is all consolidation to continue much, much higher. So I want you to, be flexible. If you're bearish, be bearish. You can be whatever you want to be. It's 2023. But I want you to remember that there are always two sides to a trade, and you do not want to be on the wrong side, especially when we're support. I'll say the same thing when we're at resistance. If we get to resistance and volume is low, we don't have clarity. We're not looking, it's not looking like a confident breakout. I'm not going to be bullish here. I don't get bullish at resistance, and I don't get bearish at support. I'm looking for longs in support. I'm looking for shorts at resistance unless trend is proven to be very strong. But that is all I have for today. Again, there hasn't really been anything happening. I just wanted to check in with you guys. I'm good. Probably won't be live streaming the rest of the week. Like I said, got wedding stuff, and then next week I go out of town. So it'll probably be another week or two until I'm back. So I will be posting on Twitter, will be involved in Discord. Feel free to ping me in Discord if you need anything.